my name is Lynn Korm. We're at Sportsmen's Inc. today. I'm here with Art Greenbaum. They're having their, what day is the day called today, Art?
Today's Kids Day. It used to be Jake's Day, which is was supported by the Turkey Federation, but we lost our chapter due to lack of volunteers. So the club has kept it going as Kids Day, and this is, you know, an ongoing thing. We stocked trout here. We've got about 300 trout in the pond. We've got archery, BB guns, 22 shoots. Game wardens are here today to kind of let kids know about safety. We have all the range officers here. We've invited youth services. They're here again. This will be their third year in a row. And this is my grandson, who I picked up in Burlington this morning so he could fish and have some fun here. He's been here more than once with us.
So he wants to take part in this. And your name is Colby, I understand. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And have any trout bitten your hook yet?
Not yet.
No. So you don't have anything to take home for dinner, huh? Will you fish for a long time until you get something, or will you just do something else today?
We have a lot of things planned, so we might.
Well, we'll fish until we get at least one or two. I know that.
Well, you've got 300 here that are chomping at the bit probably to take your bait. How many other kids will be here, do you think, Art?
We usually have between 125 and 130 kids come because the membership has got 250. Hi, Eli.
That's big.
Good, yeah. Membership's got, 255 members. We send it out on our email. But, it's like everybody thinks it's raining and the sun's out. So, they'll all be here because there's free food and sun today, so they'll be here. Here's another guy ready to go.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well, we'll check up
Good.
with them.
All right.
Okay, we'll see you at the next event, Colby. And good luck getting that fish.
Okay, thanks.
William Klein?
Liam.
Yeah. Scottish name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So you're going to come and try to see if you can get some fish?
Yeah.
And how many fish do you think you're going to get today?
At least 3.
At least 3. I hope the fish are cooperative. Yeah. What is your bait today?
Salmon eggs.
Salmon eggs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are they hard to keep on the hook?
No, not really. You just put them on the hook and then they'll fly.
So it's not really, they'll just go and bite them. I don't see anything in there yet. You think looking at this pond you might see a fish or two. This is your third. You want to say that again?
This is my third time, so I've been fishing here, and so I know what they like to eat, and they usually attack.
Now you kind of move that along a little bit, and that teases them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
now it's almost 10 o'clock, so you think they're hungry this time of day?
probably.
Well, there's a lot of bugs up here. I bet they have a lot of bugs to eat, too. What other events will you take part in, Liam?
Probably all the rifle ranges and the archery.
Is this your first year doing this?
Third.
Your third.
Yeah.
Your third. Okay. Well, good luck. Oh my goodness, we have a fish here already. Who caught this beauty?
I got this one.
Uh-huh.
No, and
Tell her your name.
I am Tyler Delano, and this is my really big fish.
And your name?
Hunter, I got this beauty fish. Whoa.
Oh, look at him. He doesn't like being there. What, do you know what kind of fish this is?
Bass. No, trout. Trout.
Is it? It's a trout. Is it a specific type of trout?
I don't know. I think it's a real trout. I think it's just a regular trout.
What would he be, a rainbow or a brookie? I have a feeling it's a brook trout.
I think it is myself.
Because rainbow trouts still have different colors everywhere than just this one plain color.
Right, but not the spots. You see how the spots kind of make them look a little different?
Yeah. Whoa, he's wiggler still. Yeah.
Now, will you take this home for lunch or dinner?
Probably. Dad.
I would think that a brook trout is one of the best eating trouts. You should eat it.
Well, what was really cool about this one, after like 10 seconds of my worm being in the water, he was mine. Yeah, 10 seconds. Hit the water, 5 seconds later, hooked him.
Well, I think you're a really good fisherman because the people up at the other end of the pond aren't getting anything, so you're the first.
Because we knew
You're the first?
We're the first.
Nice.
Because we picked the one farthest. I had to let go of him.
Hunter.
Yeah. I'm proud of this guy. I'm proud.
Yeah, well, good luck. Good luck with your rest of your fishing. Okay. Okay, we're at the Sportsmen's Archery Range. I'm here with
Kate.
Kate and
Karen.
Karen, and let me see your marksmanship here, Kate. Not bad. You hit it. There are worse things. How many years, Kate, have you been working on this?
I don't know, since maybe I was like 8.
8.
About. Yeah. 4-H shooting sports is through the University of Vermont. It's an extension program. We teach archery and other shooting sports to children ages 8 through 18.
And is archery considered a shooting sport?
Yes,
that's the name they give it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. 18. And how many students are there? Is there a lot of interest in archery right now?
Throughout the state, the 4-H, we have 16 clubs running, more growing each year. And it's a great sport. It helps the children focus and attend to what they're doing. And basically, they've got 10 basic steps, and they repeat those steps each time.
So safety is a big concern.
It's huge. It's our first, second, and third concern.
First, second, and third.
Yes. The fourth being fun.
The fourth being fun, and the fifth being hit the target, I guess.
That's part of the fun.
And are there competitions amongst the students at all?
With 4-H, we have an annual jamboree, and that's in July each year. And we gather at one of the clubs, chooses to, one or two of the local clubs will get together and support the jamboree, which this year is actually going to be up in St. Johnsbury.
Okay, St. Johnsbury, and that's so that your competition and people are ranked at all in that process?
Yes, there are 3 shooting ages. There's novices through age 10, juniors are 11 to 13, and then 14 and above are our seniors, and they each have their own.
Is this considered your home base here in Sportsmen's?
Sportsmen's is the base for our club. Our club is home on the range 4-H, and it's myself and young Ian over there is our new instructor.
My name is Lynn Coram, and I'm here with
Ron LeClaire.
Ron LeClaire and
Chicky.
Chicky. Okay, we know your nickname, and we're looking at the most important event at the Sportsmen's event today, the Sportsmen's Kids Day, and that is we're keeping everybody satisfied with food. Food and fun. Food and fun. That's the way it goes. Yep. And how many do you expect you'll feed today?
Well, I'm hoping we'll see at least 100. We had like 150 last year, but chance of rain.
Yeah.
100 would be good.
Well, there's a lot down at the pond throwing in trying to catch fish.
Good.
Do you think they'll bring that fish up for you to cook too?
They don't usually, but
well, that would be
bring them home and let Mom and Dad clean them up and cook them up.
The cleaning part is always the challenge. Yeah. Well, that looks good. And so you Sportsmen throws this event introducing kids to the different activities, as well as feeding them and having fun all day. That's
correct. Trying to get kids into fishing, shooting, archery. Let them take their choice of what they want to do.
Anything they want to do. Quite a facility you have here, and a lot of work involved keeping it all going.
Oh yeah. A lot of volunteers help. That's a good thing.
But you have a good time doing it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Time. We've been doing this for 16 years.
16 years. Well, I think it's
probably longer than that actually, but I've been doing it myself for 16 years, so they were doing it before I was around, I think. Yeah.
Well, the whole club is quite a beautiful piece of land and facility you have here, and unless you're in the sportsman's area, you almost don't know it's up here.
Yeah, it's kind of away from everything, so if you don't, people that don't know it's here.
Well, this is your way of trying to let people find you.
Right. Get people so they know what we're here and what we're about.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you go and tend to these things so you're not burning them. Yeah, looks like you got a nice hot fire going. Thank you. And thank you. I'm Lynn Corum. I'm here with Tom Apple, the guy behind the shades. And and Tom, you're considered one of the better skeet shooters in the area, I think.
Trap.
You do it trap?
Trap.
What's the difference? Is there skeet and trap?
Yep, it's a totally different game. In this, you'll see the birds are going to be coming out of the trap house at different angles, where in skeet, you've got a high house and a low house on either side of the range throwing crisscrossing birds. So it's a different game.
Skeet sounds a little bit more complicated.
It is and it isn't. I mean, everybody likes their own game, but in trap you don't know where the bird's coming out, what angle. In skeet, it's always coming out at predictable spots.
Okay.
So
and when you say birds, what are you referring to?
Pigeons. The clay pigeons. Yeah, we don't have one up here, but you'll see them when we get to shooting. Yep.
Take us through the course here and what there's cement block and there's hay down. I guess, is that to promote grass growth?
Right. We just reseeded this year, so that really doesn't has nothing to do with the trap itself. But what because
I'm guessing this is not a dance pavilion, so what is this?
The trap range itself has, you can see the trap house out the green building is where the clay pigeons are thrown from, and then the shooters will stand at the head of the sidewalk in front of the 5 lanes. So there'll be 5 shooters, and for normal competition, you would shoot 5 targets and then move to the next. So you rotate through all of them. That is called singles. And then in handicap trap, you, according to your ability, move back. You can see how they're numbered.
Just like in golf, kind of thing.
It's just like a golf handicap, moving back farther in the tee box or a greater distance. The third game is where you go back up to the front and 2 birds are thrown at a time. And it's called doubles, and you shoot 2 birds.
Okay.
So those are the 3 basic games.
And obviously, the way this is set up, you're not going to hit anybody because it's pretty much off into its own little valley area.
Right. When a field is designed, normal design allows for about double the distance of free space where there aren't people or homes or anything like that than even the shot carries. We have plenty of room out here.
Can you go over with us what the gun is you use? Is it a specifically made gun, or can it be converted to really doing some hunting, or what is the possibility?
For competitive trap, use a shotgun, usually 12 gauge, that is set up specifically for the game of trap, and it's a little bit different in design, and they're heavier built. A normal trap gun is about 10 or 12 pounds. And it's not something you'd want to carry in the field all day. A normal field gun like this, and we use 20 gauge for the kids because it's a lighter gun for them to hold, and it doesn't recoil quite as much.
As much kick to the shoulder. That's one of the big things.
Right. So outside of that, you can use a field gun, a sporting gun for trap. But if you're really into the competition, it's like golf clubs or anything else. You got to get the special stuff so you can pay more.
And your experiences, you're quite a competitive trap shooter. There's a lot of stuff going on in New England and through the whole states, I think.
Well, yes, trap is shot competitively year-round in the United States. It's limited up here just because of weather. However, we do have a winter league that we share with Peterborough, New Hampshire, and Keene, and it's a team event, and we shoot all winter. So when the snowbanks are up this high, we're still out here on Sunday shooting. That's right.
And does that competition come here too?
Right. We do. We shoot 10 rounds, 10 Sundays, and we rotate all of the clubs, so we get around each time, and it's the scores are pretty bad sometimes in a blizzard, but or if it's 5 degrees out. It's not like summer competition.
I just think you'd have to have winter clothes and summer gear and everything to just keep feeding the fires here.
That's right.
How many years have you been doing this, Tom?
I've been shooting competitively about 6-7 years now. I did when I was younger, then picked it up again 6-7 years ago. I try to get out for a half a dozen shoots in the summer around New England.
Well, Sportsmen's are trying to, with this Kids Day that they're having today, introduce youngsters to the different events. We just were talking to archery, we were down at the pond with the fishing, and now we're here at the trap shoot. And that's you see a lot of that interest in the young students, in the youngsters, for this type of activity.
Well, it is, and it's nice that we're able to have an event like this where we can get kids exposed to it. There's not a big commitment to come out every week or anything like that, and we usually, after these days and some other public events that we have, get some folks who take up something that they may not have thought before that they'd like.
Yeah. So it's a way. It's close to Brattleboro. Yep. It's a place where your youngster can come and for absolutely no charge. You feed them and give them play, right?
That's right. Good. Heck of a deal.
Typical Brattleboro kind of thing.
That's right.
Well, we thank you, Tom,
Okay,
and this has been informative. And I think you're going to be getting some business up here when the fish bite and they get their quotas. So have a good day. And
thank you.
We're with Don Rosinski, and looks like it's going to be a successful day, Don.
I think so. Yeah, we're lucky to weather.
Well, we had some rain this morning, but it's cleared off. And
yep, it's looking a lot better. And we generally have a pretty good group that shows up. And I think you'll see as the sun keeps coming out, the people are going to keep coming out.
Well, they seem to be rolling in here now, and this is a lot of work for you guys to do this, but it's really promotional for your love of the outdoors.
This is right. Yeah, we try and make sure that we expose the kids to this kind of stuff that they may not be exposed to at home, and it seems to work. You know, once they get a little taste of it, hopefully they'll get into the hunting and fishing and target shooting mode.
Well, it's quite a different venue from what our kids have today with all their little electronic games. So this is sort of going back to classic skills, I would think.
Yeah, this is a non-electronic type of activity. I know my grandkids are into computers, and my grandson in particular is just hooked on every computer game you can think of. So this kind of gives them, here's what we used to do before we had electronics.
Well, and just a whole different approach. I mean, you can see that when you catch a fish, it's trying to live, and you're depriving it of that.
Yeah.
And you've got to clean it, and you've got to cook it, and so it's not a clean, turn off the button kind of deal.
Exactly. You didn't go to the grocery store and pick them up off the shelf. Yeah. You get to find out from the get-go what it's all about.
So what are the different types of events the students will be exposed, or the kids will be exposed to today?
We've got our trout pond has been stocked, so there'll be trout fishing. We have trap, which you've probably seen some of. We have BB guns for the younger kids. All the way down to rifle range, we have some supervised .22 shooting with Herb Meyer, and who's a retired veteran of the hunter education program in the state. And we have the 4-H people down doing the archery.
Uh-huh. And the number one word I'm hearing around here is safety, and that's what you're really promoting, using this in a safe, knowledgeable way.
That's correct. A child that's exposed to these things early on and knows that this is serious business as far as firearms and so forth are concerned, this is a good opportunity to get that into them, and they seem to take hold pretty good.
Yeah. Well, they say a little bit of knowledge is a good thing. You know how much you don't know, and maybe you'll spur these kids to learn more.
Right. We hopefully will see them back taking a hunter safety class, or maybe even down the road, mom and dad might end up joining the Sportsmen's Club and bring them out here and do a little shooting.
Yeah. So you offer classes too on safety for hunting, trapping at all?
We do. Primarily here we do archery and firearms safety. I run 2 classes a year, one in the spring, one in the fall. They're a combination class, and there's no charge for kids to sign up for it. As a matter of fact, if they want to get a license in Vermont, they have to pass these classes. So we make them available in the spring and in the fall right here at the clubhouse. And it's a great facility to do it because they have an opportunity to shoot right on the spot. They actually go in the woods and do blood trailing, and they handle firearms in the woods because that's where you're going to be using them. So it gives the kid a real good base to start with.
How many acres does the Sportsmen's own up here?
I think we have a bit over 48 acres, and obviously you can see it's a pretty nice piece of land.
It's a nice piece of land. It's rugged. It's beautiful, actually, and very well maintained.
Yeah, that's thanks to a good membership.
Thank you, Don, for so much for your time today and for doing this for the kids in our community.
Thank you very much, Lynn.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, let's watch you. Do you know how to do this? I think you missed. You know you hit it when the ball moves around. It's a little tennis ball down here that jumps around. So how much fun is this BB thing for you?
Good. It's fun.
You like doing it?
Yeah.
Real challenge? Oh, here we have our Liam is up from fishing. Liam, how many fish did you get?
3.
You said you were going to get 3, and that's exactly what you got. Good for you.
That's because it's the limit.
Oh. I didn't know that. So you are a law-abiding fisherman in addition to being a good one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to shoot the BBs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also really good at this. I've hit the tennis ball 4 times in a row before.
Well, I think the
past
proof's in the pudding. Let me see you show me what you're doing. And how do you load these guns? From the muzzle down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's a 1-shooter.
It's a one, kind of like an old 1700s kind of gun.
So this particular model, we've got to drop one down through.
Uh-huh.
Then we cock it. Make sure you're on safety.
Mm-hmm.
Then get your alignment through the sight and to the front. When you're ready, take her off safety and you're all set.
Hey, you hit it. I saw the ball jump around.
Yeah.
That's very good, Liam. My name is Lynn Corum, and I'm here with Herb Meyer, who's a longtime member of Sportsmen's Inc. How many years do you think you've been here, Herb?
I'm going to say about 40, right, yes. 40? I've been a hunter ed instructor for over 40 years, 45 years now. So the club, this range was built in about 72. Mm-hmm. And it's gotten a lot better in the last few years, right?
So when you say it's gotten a lot better in the last few years, has the emphasis and attitudes or people realizing the value of this changed? What's the history here?
I hope so. I hope they realize the value of the difference. We've made multiple improvements to the range, hopefully to reduce the sound impact of the firing range itself and to make it more comfortable for the people that are shooting, and tried to improve the backstop areas so that it'd be safer.
Okay. I'm standing here noticing that along the top here you have carpeting on the building, and this is to diminish the sound coming back. Well, this is kind of like an echo chamber behind us, isn't it?
It is, right. It's made it louder inside when you're actually shooting, but if you're standing to the rear of it now, the sound signature is much, much quieter.
Much, much quieter. What is I mean, Vermont is considered very much a hunting state, I believe.
Yes, that's true.
And I think people come here from other states specifically for our hunting.
Yeah, I think that's true also, right. Yes.
And yet, sometimes you think when you read some of the stuff in the paper that it's not well supported. What is the actual attitude, do you think?
Not as many people hunt as used to. And as a young person, I remember it seemed like everyone had a relationship to someone that had a farm. Their grandfather, their uncle, their cousin, somebody had a farm. Now we find people who have never been off the asphalt until they come to a hunter ed class. And so that's a little bit different for us to work with people who have no knowledge of the outdoors when they want to try to learn.
And when these type of people, these kids come and off the asphalt, as you've said, what is their first reaction usually to this place, this area, what it has to offer?
Well, they all seem to like it after they've been here, and many people. We have about 250 members now, and we don't want to get too many members because this range is very busy as it is. So we almost have to limit the number of people that belong.
I have heard from other members that this is a very reasonable hunting club compared to what other states offer and other areas offer.
Yes, I think this is very true. Many clubs have a a membership fee, almost a endowment fee, where it's quite a bit of money to join. The dues may not be so much, but you have to pay a lot of money up front to join. And here we don't have that. Our annual dues are fairly reasonable.
And what that says, I think, is typical of a lot of things in Brattleboro. People just get together and make it happen.
Yeah, I think that's right, yeah.
And that we have a lot of facilities around that really help out and pull the community together because people just make it happen. I think that's one of the great things that we can say about people in Brattleboro.
I think that's what we have here. We have a fairly large number of people that do come out, and work bees are very busy, and we do them 2 or 3 times a year. And we always have a nice turnout and accomplish things.
Now I'm here with 2 game wardens, the state's finest, and we have
Rich Watkin.
Gary Scherer.
Gary Scherer. And your involvement with the club is, how involved are you, and what you coming here to the event does certainly say something, but give us your involvement and your interest in this club, the Sportsmen.
You know, whenever we have events that incorporate the youth, I think it's important as wardens that we make an attempt to, reach out and meet with these folks to let them know that, even though we're law enforcement, we're still people, and we are friendly, and
you guys are stealthy, and I know that.
That's just hearsay, but no, they get an opportunity to meet with us and chat, and it is fun. I mean, there is a flip side of this. Sometimes we do get to meet with folks under negative circumstances, and if the kids can get to meet us and realize we are just people, that's good.
I've been a member of the club for many years, and we do a lot of hunter education projects that in the fall I usually work with Herb Meyer, and we teach hunter education for the young people and anybody that wants to join, and try to get the people interested in hunting, firearm safety. That's the big thing, and we work with the youngsters in that aspect.
Now, firearm safety is huge, and you always hear every hunting season that there's been some mishap. But generally speaking, I think the mishaps are reduced with all your efforts.
This past year there were 0 mishaps in the state of Vermont.
Well, that just made a misstatement on my first statement there, but there's always something. Yeah. So 0, that's excellent.
Yeah, there's no hunting accidents that I know of in the state this year, which was the first year in many years where there wasn't even some minor thing.
Oh, good. Congratulations on your work on that end.